Hey Ruby, you ever heard of that card? You know, that flying bird advisor? Oh yes, Dad, I've heard of it. Mavinda, the student's advocate. And that is our card of the day, everybody, is Mavinda, student's advocate. Ruben's gonna read it. Mavinda, the student's advocate, is a legendary creature, bird, advisor, flying, 0. You may cast target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard this turn. If that spell doesn't target a creature you control, it costs 8 more to cast this way. If that spell would be put into your graveyard, exile instead. Activate only once each turn. Wow, Ruby, that's a pretty interesting card. Sounds like it already has really good benefits because, we could cast it on each turn, it seems. You may cast target instant or sorcery card from a graveyard this turn. Activate only once each turn. So yes, this is true. We could get lots of value from Mavinda, right? Because we have multiple opponents' turns. We can go ahead and pay into that 0 and target one of our things. Maybe draw a card off of it. Maybe protect it. Very multifaceted card. Very frustrating to play against. That is for certain. 2 colorless, one white. So for Mavinda, what I'm going to be doing with that is I'm going to be playing an Aragorn shell, 4-colored shell, and really it's going to be focusing on shapeshifters, primarily with the card Vesuvan Duplimancy. That's going to be our main method to, create shapeshifters. It also makes all the tokens that we make of the particular creature not legendary. So we can make as many copies of our commanders as we want, as long as this is on the battlefield. Now, this card is not always going to be readily available. We're not always going to have spells that target Aragorn, but more often than not, we will. So we also have to have another avenue for making copies, right? So that's a key card, is like Spark Double, where it's going to make a copy of our commander, and then it's going to let that copy be copyable by other cards more readily, because it won't be determined legendary. It won't require like a Vesuvan Duplimancy on the battlefield. Simply, this will just become a non-legendary copy, and then we can go ahead and copy this freely, and we don't have to worry about the legend rule. So a card like Glasspool Mimic is just ultimate value, right? Because, if we're going to be making shapeshifters that way too, we can go ahead, use the shapeshifter that copies our commander and use another shapeshifter to copy the shapeshifter. It's very cool. It's a very cool concept. So we're going to be targeting our stuff a lot, especially cards with like Mavinda. We have access to that ability, so that's kind of nice. Let's just check out some of the other pickups I got real quick, and then we're going to get into some booster openings. I got some set boosters from Brotherhood's War, and I also got a collector's pack. So so I got Mavinda, I got an Orvar here, so that's going to play right into that shape-shifting, kind of a Vesuvan Duplimancy effect. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, if it targets one or more other permanents you control, create a token that is a copy of one of those permanents. Fantastic. So that's just plays into that kind of Vesuvan Duplimancy role. It won't make our things non-legendary, unfortunately, so that's why we have to really kind of depend on our other shapeshifters to carry that weight, so we can copy those freely. So this, I just got this blinged out. I got all these at the LGS. So I got a blinged out Curiosity. That's super sick. Amazing. And then I got a double down for my Rogue deck. This, of course, is for our Shapeshifter deck, a very fine Shapeshifter. Basically, 3 colorless is what you're going to be paying, because you just have to pay 2 life for that Phyrexian mana. So that's really sweet. And it can enter the battlefield as a copy of any artifact or creature on the battlefield, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types. So what a cool effect that is as well. Additionally, got another bird, because I just can't go wrong with the birds, right? So I got another bird. This might be for a Riku deck. That's the Modal commander. He's kind of interesting. I think I have that here, actually. Maybe not readily available, but I thought I might have had it close by. I wasn't really thinking too much about playing it, to be honest. But like, I talked to a person on the CGB dojo, and it kind of convinced me that this guy's like ultimate value. And I'm pretty sure he is. I'm pretty sure you can kind of get really crazy with this card, especially with like sack outlets like Phyrexian Altar. You can just like get like endless gas off your Modal cards and utilize these tokens for more mana. It's kind of an interesting concept. So You know, that'd be kind of fun. So Riku of many paths. So that's kind of my idea. So I picked up this Verdant Confluence because there's lots of modes on there. So that's nice for that commander. Additionally, got another Skrelv because I always like protection, my 4-color spells that include white. So I like usually will pick a Giver of Runes or you know, a Skrelv. I just really like Skrelv, so that's fine. And then there's Amaria's Call. Also, Skrelv is like only a couple bucks too, so it's kind of a no-brainer, right? And then here's Amaria's Call. This is just a nice pickup too, just a nice multi-phase card for the deck, and then another Fabro Elder to fit in for Aragorn. So yeah, I had some nice pickups, including that Phyrexian Metamorph, which is really nice. So I'm very, very excited about that. There's a couple other shapeshifters that we'll also be thinking about. There's, I think Phantasmal Image is like kind of the de facto one, right, where it's just very, you know, cheap. But I believe if you target that one, you know, you lose the, you can't like target it again. It will fizzle. So I'll think about that one, but it's still a shapeshifter, right? So let's just get right into it. Let's just crack some of these up and see what happens. So I thought this was like, I talked to Gary, the owner of Commander Games today in Las Vegas, and he said, I think he agrees that the play boosters are kind of, you know, hit or miss. But I really just love these set boosters from, you know, Brotherhood War. And I just wanted to kind of bring you in on one because just even a couple packs, I just feel like they're just great, you know. So we'll just see what happens. There's a very interesting, like, you know, Transformer card off the bat, you know. So it's a mythic too. So More Than Meets the Eye is 2 colorless blue, red, white. That's sort of expensive. So what does this exactly do? At the beginning of each end step, bolster 1. Choose a creature with the least toughest among creatures you control and put a 1/1 counter on it. When Optimus Prime dies, return it to the battlefield, convert its owner's control. So you can play it for like a lower cost. So there's this really badass vehicle. Oh, so it also turns into a creature just on the bat when it is your turn. Trample. Whenever you attack bolster 2, the chosen creature gains trample on the turn. When that creature deals combat to your player this turn, convert it to Optimus Prime. Okay. So maybe not the most value, but you know, you do get to get some trample and such. Okay. So there's Optimus. All right, here's Sword of the Meek. That's a rare, so that's just a 2 colorless one. This is the one that returns, I believe, on the battlefield whenever a 1/1 creature enters the battlefield under control. So that's an interesting card, of course. And then see, yeah, you just get like a lot of value in here. Fade from History. Each player who controls an artifact or enchantment creates a 2/2 green bear creature token to destroy all our artifacts and enchantments. Okay, very well. It's like a mass board wipe for artifacts, even yours. So there's that. So yeah, we got like 2 rares and a mythic, so not bad. All right, let's keep rolling. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm really like gonna probably focus in on this shapeshifter deck a little bit. I pretty much already have the deck like available. It's on, I have it on my Brawl, and I think it's pretty good as it is. It's been fun, so you know, I don't think there's gonna be too many changes overall. So we're just gonna continue here. Oh, got it. Ashnod. Ashnod's always good. Guys! Here, 1 second, okay, everybody? There's nobody there. Yeah, probably.
Stay back.
All right, so we got, just go through here. All right, and then where are we here? I think we're here. Yep. All right, so it looks like we just got 1 rare for this one, unfortunately. But yeah, Ashnod is still fun. Can definitely like fit into, you know, like a sacrifice deck where you can like have an abundance of artifacts for sure. Ashnod's always fun. Yeah, you know, what's also good about this one is this, it's good with like a lot of artifacts too, like, you know, like Mox Amber and such. It just kind of, it just turns that on like immediately. So that's always like a nice synergy. You always have a creature like, you know, for your Springleaf Drum. It's just like a decent commander too in that way. So very cool. All right, let's keep rolling. All right, we got one more set booster here. Let's get something spicy. Let's get like a Gix or, you know, there's some other decent cards, of course. Oh, maybe even like a Mox Amber. That would be so fun. Battery Bear. Ooh, Saren Steelseeker. In the right decks, it's really nice. Great Desert Prospector. Hey, a Staff of Titania. That's not bad, guys. See, I knew it. This card is not cheap. I don't think so. And someone recommended this one for a landfall deck. So let's see what the staff does. Equipped creature gets XX, where X is the number of forests you control. Whenever equipped creature attacks, create a 1/1 green forest dryad land creature token. Equip 3. Okay. So it gets your commander kind of buff, and you get a little ramp. So that's kind of fun. Wow, Staff of Titania. Nice one there, for sure. It must be from the list, right? What else we got? A mythic. Okay. Okay, so this is the Phyrexian Processor. As Phyrexian Processor enters the battlefield, pay any amount of life. 4 and a tap, create an XX black Phyrexian minion creature token, where X is the life paid as Phyrexian Pendant. Interesting card, of course. You know, obviously that 4 tap is kind of brutal. Of course, you'd want to have ways to reduce it that, you know, kind of fit in with everything. So still a very interesting card overall. You know, you can pay a decent amount of life into that and make, you know, you do have to pay into it, but it is interesting nonetheless. So there's that. And an Argoth, see? Just an absolutely whacked out set booster. And unfortunately, like, I don't think with the play boosters you'll ever get value like this again, you know? I don't think this could ever happen in those kind of particular setups. You know, you go to, you know, basically a mythic rare into another, you know, decent rare. You know, so this set overall was just pretty decent, and there's a chance for something else here in the back. So that's kind of unfortunate, but I guess maybe steer clear from those things. The play boosters, perhaps. Argoth, Sanctum of Nature, enters the battlefield tapped unless you control a legendary green creature. Yes. Add green, and then the 2 colorless, 2 green, create a 2 in a tap, create a 2/2 green bear creature token, then mill 3 cards. Yeah, so this one, of course, works well with the Titania herself, and they meld. They become this nasty elemental avatar. Pretty cool how you would expect like the back of the card to say Magic the Gathering, but no, it's just like half a card, and they meld into this mega card. So that's kind of fun, huh? That's probably a couple bucks too, the Argoth, to be honest. So probably a pretty sweet pack there overall. Very happy with that. I think that's just great. So, and now we're gonna have our single collector booster here. So what's gonna happen? Who knows? Ooh, I already got like a forest dryad token, so that's pretty cool for your like Awaken the Woods. Haha. Pretty sweet. So I don't really know exactly how these are set up, but we're just gonna get like a nice full art here. Kind of see, maybe slow roll these a little bit. It's a rare. Mechanized Warfare, that's nice. So I get that in the shiny. It's kind of nice, maybe if I consider it for some of these decks I've been building lately. Here's another rare. A Gix's Command. Pretty decent for standard. Get some play. Probably not worth too much, but it is a card that can definitely have some interesting parts about, you know, destroying all the creatures with power 2 or less. That's kind of an interesting mode for sure, right? Kind of selective, so if you have creatures that are a little stronger, it will serve you better. And then, of course, you could also have an opponent sacrifice a creature, or it's each opponent sacrifice a creature with the highest power. Oh, okay, that's a little more value. Yeah, that's not bad. So yeah, and you can do some returning some creatures from your graveyard to your hand, about up to 2, I believe. And then you can also put 1/1 counters on a creature, 2 1/1 counters. It gains lifelink until end of turn, so you get to choose 2 of those. So I'm kind of okay. So I'm on to the commander rare here. So we're gonna get into some stuff, probably some artifacts. I think that's kind of how it's set up. So that should be fun. Farid, I haven't heard too much about her, but I know these are always like pretty interesting cards from the commander sets. So whenever a non-token artifact you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, create a colorless artifact token named Scrap. Sacrifice an artifact, choose 1. So like a Sacrifice Matters deck. Okay, it's a little pricey to, but it does give you an outlet too, so it's interesting. Goading, huh? I bet that's probably the pull on this one. Okay, ooh, I got a little shiny guy. A liquid metal coating, that's kind of nice. A little shiny. I think that one gets a little bit play in some formats, right? Some nastier formats. Target permanent becomes an artifact in addition to its other types until end of turn. Okay, awesome. We're looking for that mythic. We're not getting a mythic. Ashnod? Oh, that could be pretty decent, right? Okay, a bone saw. Thought maybe like an Ashnod's altar or something. I don't know what it was going to be. Bone saw. Okay, so I guess there's no mythic. I won't know if it's a mythic or not. Man, I really like these collectors. It's going Maze-Mind Tome. Okay, so that's our rare. So I guess we get one more card here. It is a mythic. I think it's the Optimus. Oh, it's Megatron. How fun. Okay, I got a Megatron. Megatron. So he can become... Let's check out the vehicle first. Oh, I kind of already teased the full art foil in the back. Megatron. Oh, God, he's a nasty thing. Whenever Megatron attacks, you may sacrifice another artifact. When you do, Megatron deals damage equal to the sacrificed artifact's mana value to target creature. If excess damage would be dealt to the creature that way, instead that damage dealt to that creature's controller. Okay, very well. And then we have the actual Megatron here, which is just a 6 mana Mardu creature. And it says, at the beginning of your post-combat main phase, you may convert Megatron. If you do, add colorless for each 1 life your opponents have lost this turn. How interesting. Post-combat main phase. All right, I guess we're swinging and like casting big colorless spells. Interesting. Does it have trample or anything? Your opponents can't cast spells during your combat. That's kind of nice. Huh. Interesting thing there. Okay, so then we got the Blade Coil Serpent. So that one's nice, though. Yeah, I think that was probably our last hit. There seems to be a good supply of rares and mythics that kind of went through. So there's the Blade Coil. It has Grixis colors here. This one, you can have it come out hasted. For the 2 red, it will gain trample and haste and 1/0 for each time you paid that. Then you can have your opponent discard for playing double black, and then for double blue, you can draw. So you could draw up to like 3 cards with this if you paid 6 blue for it. So that's kind of interesting. I mean, you're in Grixis colors though, so. And a token. So maybe not the most impressive like collector's packs, but it's always fun to kind of open those up. And that was the fun thing today. And it was kind of fun doing a card of the day. I think I will definitely do that a little bit more with the puppies, so you guys can get to know the dogs a little bit more, and that was fun. So have a great day, everybody, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.